My name's Adam Jorgensen. I'm really excited to be here with you all tonight and this week. Feels like coming home to be back at this event. Before we dive in, I'm just going to set a few expectations. We've got about an hour together tonight. We'll spend the first 10 minutes or so on a quick intro, a little bit of warm-up, in the next 50 minutes to an hour on actual networking activities, discussions, some fun things. We've got some questions to kind of help you guys get started at the table, but we're not going to be bound by those. We're just going to have a good time tonight. So here's what this really is. It's your chance to meet the people who understand your world. The people who get why you run into the challenges that you run into, that you have the frustrations that you run into, that you're excited about the things that are being talked about this week, the things that are being announced all over the world this week. And these are connections that you're going to build that have the potential to carry forward for many, many years. We're here for three simple reasons: connecting, sharing, learning. That's really what PASS is all about. And if you look around you, you're surrounded by your people. The ones who speak your language, not necessarily Python or SQL or Databricks or Fabric, but we all can do that. But the language of late night deployments, change control problems, architecture boards, more architecture boards, more change control problems. But also the joy when that query finally runs like it's supposed to, and that system finally behaves the way it's supposed to and scales the way it's supposed to, and we finally take that new skill that we learned and get it deployed on something really exciting. This is about real conversations, not the elevator pitch you give to executives who don't really understand what you do every day, but the people who don't need you to sugarcoat it, the people who want to understand what you really do, the people who want to understand what you're struggling with because they might be able to help, because they're struggling with something too. We all are. So we've got some fun questions we're going to go through here in a few minutes. And we know PASS has always been about sessions and keynotes, but some of the best career moves, the most innovative solutions, the best relationships come out of events like this. And many of them start on evenings like this. I can tell you two of the folks who have been a part of my leadership team at three companies, who are some of my best friends at this point in my life, I met at PASS Summit years ago. So this is not a rah-rah opening for all of you. This is me speaking from my real life experience. It's a lot of fun to be able to add folks to your circle who really understand you and want to be able to support you. So I'll introduce myself really quick. I know actually more people in this room than I thought I might, but my name is Adam Jorgensen. I've been part of the data community for, let's say 20 years. I don't know if I want to say the real number. I've been building data and AI companies for most of that time, from startups to big billion-dollar firms, and I've made lots of mistakes along the way. I'm happy to tell you about some of those tonight when I come around to the table. There's some pretty good stories. There's one in particular about where we showed up at a meeting in New York and nobody had any shoes. It's not a bad story. We did still have the meeting, just so you know, and we got the deal, which we're even prouder of. I served as the president of PASS, which was one of the most rewarding experiences of my life, being part of this community, being part of the leadership of the community, and it helped really transform the way that I think about how we use community and how we work together to continue to elevate each other. This community is what makes our industry special. If you look around other parts of technology, they don't have this. They try to create it, it exists in pockets, but it doesn't exist the same way, with the same sizable global group of passionate people that interact and support each other and do this kind of work on a day-to-day basis. These days I run a company called Everest Partners. We help data and AI companies achieve their growth goals the same way we've done in the past. But it all really comes back to the favorite part of what I like to do, which is this: connecting with people, helping them grow, watching what happens when people are growing and growing together. Things like company growth and other things like that, they all take care of themselves. So that's what tonight is really going to focus on. And so I'm here to facilitate tonight, but most importantly, I'm here as one of you. You're going to see me. I'm going to stop talking on the stage in just a couple minutes. I'm going to come out. I'm going to sit at your tables. We're going to chat. I'm going to bring this mic. We're going to interview a few people. If you don't want to, just give me a stiff arm and I'll walk away. That's okay. You can push me toward your friend if you know they're easily embarrassed. We're happy to, pick on some of those folks if you want us to. But I'm just somebody who loves this field. I love the data industry. I love the data business. I love getting to interact with data people. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So let me tell you what we're actually going to do tonight. Light structure, great conversation. We're going to give you some icebreakers and a few prompts in a few minutes just to get you going so we can get past the this is my name and this is what I do phase of the conversation. But here's the thing, they're just starters. They're kind of kindling for the fire. Once the conversation gets going, just let it flow. Let it go wherever it wants to go. Just continue to explore and learn more, about other folks. No demos tonight, no vendor pitches, just humans talking to humans, getting to know each other, getting to build relationships that will continue to be productive. So relax, be yourself. Remember, everybody here just wants to connect just as much as you do. So before we dive in, I'll share just a couple networking tips and things for events that have served me really well over the years. These aren't rules, they're tools, things that you can use or not. But they're tips that we've given people over the years, and they typically work and help a lot. Your LinkedIn app, put it on the main screen of your phone. The worst thing you can do when you're trying to find somebody is flip through 45 screens of apps. Some of you are like that. I think you're the same people who have 6,000 desktop icons, and we can't talk to each other tonight. I can't process that. Move your camera app to your home screen. You're going to want pictures. There's QR codes all week. You're definitely going to want the QR code for Friday's keynote because I have a sweet little giveaway you're going to get. So you move that camera over to the front. You're going to want pictures with people. You may have a speaker that you've been trying to meet or somebody at Microsoft or one of the other vendors or an MVP, somebody you want to keep in touch with. Also, when I get home from an event and I've met 500 people, if I don't have pictures, I'm constantly trying to remember the person in the red shirt, which, just so you know, not super helpful 2 weeks later. So selfies are great, pictures are great as long as people are good with that. Have a little 10-second intro ready. You're going to meet lots of people, and they're going to say, hey, it's great to meet you. What do you do? And you want to be like, get a little spiel in your head, right? What do you do? What do you spend your time doing? What do you like doing? Please don't say, I'm a data engineer. That's not helpful. Talk about you. Explain a little bit about you. So after you have a great chat, if you have a great interaction with somebody, whether that's tonight, later in the week, whether it's a speaker, whether you get a question answered. Speakers love answering questions, by the way, after sessions and connecting with people. Use voice notes on your phone. Record a quick reminder. Hey, I want to follow up on this. Personally, maybe it's just the age that I'm getting to, but I can do voice notes way faster than I can type these days. So I do sometimes make fun of the older folks in our family for voice texting everywhere, and now I find myself doing it half the time, so I have to stop doing that. But that's okay, because we're just using technology. I just look at it as using AI for what it's good at. Think about how you can ask better questions. Instead of asking, what do you do? Ask things like, what session surprised you most? Or what did you learn this week? Or what are you most interested to hear about this week? Or what do you think you're going to try when you get back that you picked up in the conference? Or did you see a vendor that was interesting? Somebody that had a cool product or an interesting solution that actually is going to help you solve a problem. And then, last but not least, share your pictures. Tag them. Whatever social network you're on, tag them with SQL Selfie or Past Data Summit. These are great hashtags that exist on pretty much every platform that's out there. Throw them up, and let's have some fun with that. Speaking of follow-up, the last tip I would say is do it quickly. When you meet people and you want to continue to connect, send them a quick note on LinkedIn or email or text or however you guys connected. Just say, hey, it was great meeting you. Would love to follow up about whatever, or hey, just stay in touch, right? So that you guys don't forget the conversation that you had 6 months from now, and you'll wake up and go, oh, I talked to somebody about this thing that I'm struggling with, and you won't remember the person's name, and you're going to go through all your LinkedIn profiles. You're going to have no idea. It's going to be lost. Don't lose what you're so well poised to create this week. Here's what I know after a few decades in this community. The magic doesn't end when the conference does. It's really just the start. And for those of you who have been here before, those of you who have been to other events, you know this is a filling station and a refill station or a charging station, whatever vehicle analogy you want to use, along the way and on your journey. It's a chance to meet new people, to fill up your tank, both with knowledge and with energy, and with connections with people. So share what you learn. When you get back to your team, tell them about what you found. Tell them about the people that you met. Your next collaboration might start here tonight. You don't know how many times there's been a co-founder match here. There's been a co-worker match. There's been a speaker match where people have gotten together at another event and done presentations together and done pre-cons together. I've done a number of pre-cons with other people, and I met most of them through here, through Past Summit and through the Past community. The relationships you build here are different than your day-to-day work relationships. They're peers. These are people who get you. These are people who you don't have to give 15 minutes of background on what you're trying to do when you call them with a question or when you call them with a problem. And I don't know about you, but I can tell you that is just incredibly refreshing when I can talk to somebody who just gets me and knows exactly what I'm trying to do. So, here's your gateway to tonight's discussion. In a minute, not yet, you're ahead of me. You're so fast. I'm so proud of you. In a moment, when prompted, no, you can do it whenever. The QR code will bring you to a page that has some really great questions to just help guide some fun, interactive discussion at your table. Those of you who are not at a table with other people, please fix that.